Hello everyone, it's Miss Julia, and today I'm going to show you how to paint salt and watercolor together. So here are the supplies you are going to need. You're going to need brushes, a palette, white glue, a pencil, some watercolor paint, salt, a jar of water, some paper towels, watercolor paper, and a tray to catch your mess. And last but not least, here's a watercolor paper I'm using for this demonstration. And you can use any watercolor that you find near you. So the first step in our painting is we're going to draw an outline. For our purposes, I'm drawing a nice simple snowflake. So you can take your pencil and draw some nice big long lines. And it's okay to erase with these two. Now that I've finished my snowflake, I'm going to take some white glue and I'm going to start outlining the lines I've traced before. So you can take your glue and you can follow along the lines of your pattern that you created to make the salt stick. Now just be careful when you do, just make sure it's nice and thin lines at first. It doesn't have to be a big glob of glue, so it's better for thinner into longer glue. And you'll see later once I show up my finished picture of how I glued my snowflake. And you can see this, when I close it up, it's nice and thin. Now that I've added glue, I'm going to take some salt and I'm going to shake it all over my piece. So here you shake, shake, shake as much as you want. Just be careful because this part can get really messy, and hence when you do this with your own workspace, either use a tray or you can even cover it with some paper towels, newspaper, an old tablecloth, as long as your workspace is protected, because as we said later, we're going to have to shake the excess salt off. So I'm going to come back after give it 5-10 minutes, let some of the glue stick to the salt, and then we're going to get started with our painting. So I came back after 5 minutes and I already started painting with mine. So for your watercolor, you want to make sure it's really wet, especially the watercolor comes out of a tube. So as you see, I added extra water in my palette. So I'm going to take my brush, I'm going to lightly tap the salt, and as you can see, as I did before, so the more you tap it, the more water gets out of your salt. So it's kind of like magic. So as soon as you touch it, the watercolor spreads. And this is done because the paint in the watercolor actually is repelled from the salt. It's also a little fun science lesson thrown in. But you can use some really cool effects. So I encourage you to experiment with different colors, different water. I know some of them got a little cut off, but you can get the idea. Just dab your watercolor onto your salt and see what fun colors you can create. I hope you enjoyed this nice, quick, fun winter tutorial. And thank you and have a wonderful day. Goodbye.